You know, when you graduate from a coaching school and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to change the world through coaching. I can't wait to help people better their lives and create lives that they actually love. And then you realize you're an online business owner and you're getting bombarded with all of this information about personal branding and marketing and sales. And then you're just like stuck in the overwhelm because all you wanted to do was help people. If that's you, hi, hello, my name is Kayla. I am a holistic personal brand and energy coach, and I am here to help you to show up and shine bright so you can get out of your head and get online. And today we're talking about what is branding, why is it important, how branding can support your marketing, which can support your sales, which then supports your online coaching business. So let's dig in. First up, we're going to talk about what branding actually is. A lot of times people think it is just a logo, but one ingredient does not make a pie. There is so much more to branding, and I like to use a quote from Jeff Bezos, which I feel conflicted about because he is taking advantage of low-wage workers and also ruining the environment. However, his perspective on branding is very accurate, which is branding is what people say about you when you're not in the room. I think this is such an accurate representation of what branding is because branding is more than your design, it's more than your logo. It is the holistic experience of your brand. It includes what is your business, what do you actually do. It includes your brand ethos, your missions, why are you doing what you're doing. It includes your audience, who do you serve. It includes your tone, your voice, how you're communicating with your audience, also your brand perception, how do people think about you when you're not in the room, and also, yes, the brand identity, which is fonts, colors, design, templates, logos, photos, etc., etc. Now let's talk about something called personal branding. And now if you're like, Kayla, we just were talking about branding, what are you talking about? Personal branding is different. Branding is like McDonald's, Nike, Apple. Those are brands. It is when your company is an entity outside of you. Personal branding is like Kim Kardashian. While yes, she has many brands underneath her, she is a personal brand because she is the forward-facing entity of her brand. She's kind of like the brand representative, and that is how I like to consider personal branding. So everything I just spoke about in terms of branding also applies to personal branding. So if you were talking about a business and say Apple sells phones, the business is what do you actually do as a personal brand? And your brand ethos is what do you value? What do you care about? Why are you doing what you do? Who are you speaking to in your audience? How are you speaking to them? And how do you want people to perceive you when you are not in the room to represent yourself? And also your fonts, colors, design elements, etc. Rather than what is your business color? What is your business brand perception? Or what is your business tone of voice? Slight difference, but very similar. Now let's get to brass tacks about why and how a personal brand can support you in your online business. So, branding is a tool that can support your marketing. Marketing is a tool that supports your sales. Sales is a way that you can sustain yourself as an online business. I believe you know what sales are, but I just had to finish that thought. Okay, so why is personal branding important? It provides clarity for you and your clients. It creates consistency, which also creates familiarity. And you know who loves familiarity? Humans. This is what builds that know, like, trust factor, because when people see your stuff, they're like, oh, I know that yellow, that's Kayla. And they register you faster, and we are way more likely to invest in things when we are familiar with it. How likely are you to buy from a brand new company you've never heard of versus a company that you've seen over and over again and is consistent with their color, messaging, design, that you're like, oh yeah, of course I know them, I love them. That is the know, like, trust factor, and that is the familiarity that you get from consistent branding. Second reason personal branding is so important is because it creates efficiency. Because you know what we don't have as a new online entrepreneur? But tons of time to be spending just sitting and hemming and hawing and being like, I don't know what to post or how to post it. Personal branding creates efficiency because it creates guardrails for your brand. It creates consistency, it creates templates, it creates cohesion. So you don't have to spend hours scrolling on Canva every time you want to post something on Instagram. I love my Canva templates for this reason, and it has been a game changer for my social media presence. The minute I created Canva templates, I was like, oh, you mean I don't have to just peruse Canva for hours looking for a template to post something online? Awesome. Side note, you don't have to wonder, ooh, how would I say this or how should I say this? Because you already know the tone of voice that you are speaking to your audience from. So creating personal branding with intention can be really supportive in the long run because you're not constantly reinventing the wheel and having to re-brainstorm, oh my gosh, but who is my audience? How do I speak to them? You already know. And then the third most important reason personal branding is supportive as an online business is because it creates confidence. When you spend intentional time creating your personal brand, and you love it and you are excited to share it with the world, which means you are going to show up more frequently. It is reducing the friction that exists between you and putting yourself out there, and the less friction there is, the more active you are going to be and the easier it's going to feel to show up and shine bright and really share your gifts with the world, which is my whole goal of my business, is to help you to show up and shine bright. So if you're looking for support in feeling confident, getting out of your head and getting online, check out Bare Necessities Kit in the link below if you are looking for some easy peasy templates to get your brand out of your head and get online. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe and comment if you have any questions. I would love to chat. See you soon. Cannot go over there. That's laundry.